Hi, everyone. My name is Patrick Byrne, and I'm the project manager for CityLAB Hamilton, as you may know. I'm really happy to welcome you today, and I'd like to thank Mayor Eisenberger, Councillor Nan from Ward 3, and Councillor Danko from Ward 8 for those special remarks to open up our 9th project showcase. We always really appreciate hearing from the elected representatives representing our different wards of the city, and appreciate the support and the grateful support that they've given us as a program over these last 5 years. The rest of council has been really supportive as well in helping us move forward. We're doing really important work, as we know, with students, staff, and faculty to make Hamilton a more healthy, sustainable, and vibrant place to live. So it's our 9th project showcase today. We've only missed one because of the initial 2020 COVID, and it's our 4th digital project showcase. So we're starting to become old hands at the digital space here. Big welcome to students and faculty from McMaster, Mohawk, and Redeemer, and staff from the city, and members of the community who are joining us today as well. So CityLAB, the actual location is downtown beside City Hall. It's situated on the traditional territories of the Erie, Neutral, Huron-Wendat, Haudenosaunee, and Mississaugas. And you might be wherever you are today. I know that folks are coming in from all over the place. So please take a moment to learn about the land and the traditional territory that you live on, and to think about the responsibilities you have in your place to reconciliation and decolonization. And you can locate yourself on a map that we're going to put in the chat, nativeland.ca. So it's been difficult to believe it's been 5 years of CityLAB. When we started the program in 2017 as a pilot, we didn't really know what to expect or how things would turn out. And here we are now. So what we've really found over these past 5 years has been, more than anything, that there's a really incredibly collaborative spirit in Hamilton. And we've served as a place to bring together people who want to try new things and share expertise and learn from each other and make our city a little bit of a better place. As we transition out of the pilot phase and into a permanent program, we're excited to build on the foundation and begin trying out some new styles of programming that will enable us to have more participation from the community and allow us to sort of zero in on tackling some specific issues. So you'll hear more about these initiatives throughout the year. We're going to be doing some 5-year strategic planning. So stay in touch, and you'll be hearing more soon. So this is an overview of the morning. We have a few different things today. So we're going to start off with a guest speaker, Matt Cuthbert from the Niagara Furniture Bank. We're going to have an opportunity to view the projects and to hear from students directly and ask them lots of questions. And we're going to finish up with some closing remarks from McMaster student Dia Juti. So now I'll invite Matt to join me on the stage. Hi, Matt. Nice to see you today. Really excited to have you today. So Matt's currently the executive director of the Niagara Furniture Bank. And as you'll see, he's a really engaging and fun guy. No pressure there, Matt. And so Matt's had a really fascinating journey to end up where he is today. He's done all sorts of different things in all sorts of different areas, from the world of coaching professional, able-bodied and para athletes and owning a gym, to working in marketing in New York City. Matt's career is one that's been led by his passion for communities and making the world around him a better place, no matter what field of work he's in. So Matt's going to tell us more about his story and how it connects to the mission of the Furniture Bank, the Hamilton connection to all of this, and how communities need passionate change makers like all of us here today to make more equitable and inclusive cities. So I'll throw it over to you, Matt. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. And as we've had some good chats, it's really awesome to see so many students and collaborative events going on in Hamilton to put forth so many great projects. So kudos to everyone that's here today. Appreciate the introduction. As Patrick said, I have a long history in sport as a very high level international athlete, coach, and an official. And I did work in New York City for one of the largest supplement companies in the world, doing some elite corporate stuff with them. So not-for-profit is not my first choice in career path, but life changed, and that's where we got to. So I got into the Niagara Furniture Bank just over 2.5 years ago, before the pandemic hit, and it was a really interesting organization. So what we do is we actually collect used furniture from our community and from care partners, and we get it out to those in need. And we have 3 streams that we identify those in need. So those coming through social assistance programs, through government agencies, those who are represented within the community through our care partners. So these would be the shelters, the transitioning housing, those representing refugee status individuals and immigration, and also our senior population. We also, because we want to be all inclusive and make sure that the door is open for everyone, we actually have a program where someone who falls between the cracks or doesn't have the representation can come and knock on our door, and we will help them out. We have a process to go through that. So it's really neat that we're able to help such a cross-sectional community and to support everyone who is in need, ranging from the individual who's just new to Canada to the senior who can't afford a new bed and for some reason has lost their soft goods within their apartment. The way that when I first came 2 years ago to the Furniture Bank is a lot of charities operate on grants or government supports. For me, I don't always count on those because the change in climate in our government changes so often. So we defined more of a social enterprise approach. So what we do is we offer services to members that support our goals and our initiatives, so that we can not only create fund revenues, but we can collect those items that we need to get out to those in need. An example of this is we have a working deal with the bed manufacturers. So if one of you were to order a bed, it would come to your door, you would unwrap it, and you would sleep on it for a little while. If you didn't like it, you can return it for a full refund. What the old practice was is it would be picked up from your house and taken to a landfill. We went in and decided to do the contractual negotiations, got the contract, which was fun, and so now we come pick it up, we bring it back to our location, we go through a heavy sanitization process, and then we get it out to someone who is in need. The neat part about these beds, because they're foam, they can be cut to the sizes that we need. So even if we collect a king, we can transfer those into doubles or singles or even queen size if we need. And the project that we're undergoing right now is how to turn the offcuts actually into pillows. And these pillows will go to the shelters and to those in need as well. That neat model of being paid for service allows us to generate revenue without seeking government assistance or seeking the grants, which we still do, but it doesn't allow us to heavily rely on them. This allows us a great model for change in housing as moving forward. It allows us a great avenue of support. It allows companies who work with us the feel goods, and it also gives them a tax receipt in their pocket, which they like to do at tax time. Now, how all of this kind of connects with CityLAB is there was a project done by CityLAB for a furniture bank in Hamilton. And just over 2 years ago, when I started, I saw the need to expand. And why is Hamilton has the 4th highest population of those living in poverty. And it has over 750 or 7,500 units of assisted housing just through the city itself. That's not including the other government agencies supporting. So we know that there's a high level of need for beds, for furnishings, and for the supports, because what we know is if we're able to supply furnishings, beds to those in need, they have more money to spend on those essentials that they need: food, hygiene products, and those types of things. So we know about how important it is. We also know how important sleep is. There are so many sleep studies, one actually famously by McMaster University, that just shows how heavily good sleep affects mental health. And we all know how much mental health is a big issue right now. So we want to make sure that everyone has a bed. And that's where we come in with our mission, which is no one sleeps on the floor. That's what we want. So in starting that conversation with expansion, is we started doing our research, and one of the first things we came across was the was a great project done by CityLAB. And we reached out to them and said, hey, can we have a conversation? And great back and forth. And thus I'm here today to kind of explain how and what we do and where we're going with this. So we've started doing deliveries out of our Niagara location to Hamilton. And that came through the collaboration with all of the City of Hamilton care partners that we could identify. Those particularly using the assisted housing avenue. So there's 7 major in Hamilton, and we've been able to collaborate with all 7, which is great. They believe in what we do and they want to support us, which is great. They're identifying those individuals who are in need, and we're starting that delivery service. Where we want to go with this is actually have a brick and mortar warehouse in Hamilton. And that's so that we can receive furniture from the community who's been great with trying to support us, and also so that we can save a little bit on the extremely high gas prices right now, and stay within the city limits, and then do more deliveries. The neat part with CityLAB and what they wrote is they gave us the framework and the temperature for what's in Hamilton. What happens in Hamilton is not what happens in Niagara. So the differences in just as simple as owning land or leasing a building in Hamilton is different than Niagara. Plus getting around the city, as you know, there's a lot of one-way streets in Hamilton. So logistically, we just wanted to make sure we were doing the right things and that we had the support. We didn't want to go there without knowing anyone and having the support from anyone. And that's where we spent a lot of time on our business plan and our strategic plan, worked from the framework from the project. And the first thing was to go out and find those individuals that would support us. And we found some great support, which is awesome. Our next part of the strategic plan is to raise capital. Unfortunately, as charities, in order to open up that brick and mortar in Hamilton, we do need capital funding to afford the leasing, to purchase a truck, and to get the operations up and running. So currently, we're just about to launch that, and I will, share the link with CityLAB so they can pass it on to everyone here today. And you're more than welcome to reach out and contact us too at the Niagara Furniture Bank as well, if you have any questions or follow up for sure. With that capital campaign is we have to identify those individuals that and companies and businesses that believe in what we do. We want to partner with people who want to see us succeed, and it speaks to their heart. We don't want just companies who want to look good cutting a ribbon in front of us. We want, support. We want a good network, and we want to learn. If I've said it many times, but if I'm the smartest guy in the room, I'm in the wrong room. We want to surround ourselves with people who have better ideas, who have some more experiences or have a different perspective. And that's why CityLAB is so valuable. The collaboration between the 3 major institutes in Hamilton, you're surrounding yourselves with people who have such great experience on these projects, and it really allows for a total understanding of it. So we really appreciate the project that was done for the Hamilton Furniture Bank, because it gave us great framework on how to proceed into Hamilton. And the last thing that I'll leave you guys with is just the call to action for yourselves. And why that's important is if anybody gets to know me, as Patrick said, I'm kind of a crazy guy, kind of a fun guy, but I sit outside for the coldest night of the year for 12 hours in just what I would wear to walk my dogs. I go through a major internal physiological change during this. I actually enter hypothermia. We collaborate with many group leaders that are around us, and I do it all to support poverty initiatives for food services. It speaks very highly to my heart, and that's why I do it. And it allows a lot of people to find those things that speak to them or to join in. I get a lot of messages, a lot of people who drop by who talk about it and do those things. And what I challenge people to do is to sit outside for 30 minutes and just feel what it's like to be outside, living in that situation, and if you would be able to, go through that day after day, just to give you that example. So my thing here is with volunteerism is find something that speaks to your heart. Yes, we have a capital campaign that we're trying to launch, and it needs funding. But sometimes supporting agencies through monetary contribution is not the only way that you can do it. Volunteers are needed, and it's needed cross-sectionally, whether it's at the Niagara Furniture Bank or whether it's at many of the different agencies that are out there. So everyone who's here today I would love for you to just, take 5 minutes, think about something that speaks to your heart, something that you're passionate about, whether it's food service, whether it's art, whether it's teaching, whether it's playing music, whatever it is, and then find those organizations that support that messaging or that initiative that you really want to give back to. The neat part is you'll be able to make someone else smile. You'll be able to know you made a difference. But the great feeling that you get inside is worth 10 times that. And it also perpetuates you to do and continue to do more good things. Unfortunately, right now, what we've been through over the last 2 years is, we've forgotten a little bit about what it is to feel good. And, I find really just that ability to give back just a tiny bit, I get back so much more. So I really will push you guys just to find something that speaks to your heart. And if, the Hamilton Furniture Bank speaks to your heart, I really, really welcome you to come and contact me, contact us, and help us out in any way that you can, because we really, really would appreciate it for sure.
Thank you so much, Matt. That was wonderful, and I really appreciate the message you have of connecting, finding that individual passion and connecting it to the community and connecting it to the larger work, and then getting that sustaining the cycle of it, right? Getting that sustaining effort back. And I think a lot of folks who are taking part in CityLAB projects are probably looking for that. I know I was looking for that as a student, and I still look for that as an adult. So I think that really speaks to me. The other part that really spoke to me about that, Matt, was the importance of sleep. And with my 5-month-old, I'm really struggling these days. So if you can send a magic wish over to me and my 5-month-old, that'd be great.
Yeah,
and it's very important to mental health, as you said.
Absolutely. And those are the things is the mental health, like the absolute, the sleeping is so important. The mental health aspect is so important. And again, I spent, I'll age myself here, but I spent 43 years, chasing those passionate things, and I'm still chasing it every day. But when we do make those little steps forward, those little volunteer things, and, your students here who have spent their time, effort, and money to go to school and to do these projects, it would be a shame if they stopped right there and didn't continue on in some capacity, whether it's volunteerism or it becomes their career. So
right.
Really hang on to that passion. It's a beautiful thing, and definitely embrace it.
Beautiful. Thank you. So again, thank you, Matt, for joining us today. And CityLAB is gonna chip in a $200 donation to support the work of the Furniture Bank, particularly as it expands into Hamilton. And you can check out more about the Furniture Bank, and we've set up a booth today, so folks can look in the Project Expo spot to see a little bit more about the Furniture Bank. And feel free to message. I think you can message Matt within Hopin today, as you can click on his name and say hi as well if you have any other questions for him. So thanks again, Matt. And now I'm going to welcome Juliana, our project coordinator, to join and tell us a little bit more about things today.
Wonderful. Thanks for coming, everybody. I'm Juliana Weber, project coordinator for CityLAB. I've had the privilege of chatting with many students over the past months and this week, getting the project set up. I also had the privilege of getting all the event set up today. So if you heard me feverishly clicking around this morning as I was sorting out the audio, thank you for your patience, as we had a little glitch with the video. So just to talk about CityLAB and looking towards these projects and little projects from the last 5 years, we're still running the numbers, but to date in the last 5 years, we've had 145 projects involving 2,500 students, over 60 faculty, and over 90 staff from the city of Hamilton. Students have contributed over 53,000 hours to improving our city, and we're really proud of how we've been able to build and grow this program. Before we jump into the projects, just to give you a quick overview of how Hopin works, you may have already figured it out. The little red buttons on your left side will show you what's going on. So right now you have a red now for the expo. That's where all the student projects live. You can also use the envelope on the top right corner to send direct messages to people, as well as that is where messages will pop up from our staff as we're guiding you through the different activities that are happening today. So from now until 10:40, you can explore, watch some videos, get to know some of the projects. And then starting at 10:40, we'll be doing 10-minute sessions with student groups. So in their booth, they will go live on screen. You have the option of joining them. You can request to join and chat with them Zoom style, ask those questions, or you can put your questions in the chat. We have a few projects running at the same time to have this wrapped up before noon. So take a look at the schedule. You can see the schedule on the reception page if you scroll down and see what projects are starting at what time. But I really hope that you have a great morning. Please make sure to reach out to students. I hope that you're able to join other projects and see what some of your colleagues and peers across the city have been doing. If you have any questions today, you can message myself or Wendy or Patrick for assistance. Otherwise, have a wonderful morning and have a great time learning about these projects. And thanks for joining us.